Greetings, everyone. This is Sophisticated Intuition with your spiritual insight messages for the year of 2020. This is a general reading and it may or may not resonate with you. If you are interested in a personal reading, my information is in the description box. I have already meditated and shuffled the cards. There will be 4 cards from the Black Moon Astrology drawn for each quarter. So there's 4 quarters in the year. So that's just going to give us some overall energy for each quarter. And then I'll be drawing one tarot card for each month with a clarifier. So bear with me as I draw those cards, and we'll um, find out what the spirit has to say for you for the year of 2020. This is for the sign of Pisces. So let's go ahead and begin. Holy Spirit, archangels, angels, ascended masters, and the ancestors, what message do we have for the sign of Pisces for the year of 2020? First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. Overall, everybody's getting a little bit of Jupiter this year. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm just gonna throw it in early. I'm Sagittarius. Jupiter is my ruling planet. Depending on who you talk to, last year was my greatest year, or this year is my greatest year. That's about me though, not about Pisces. Okay, so that's your overall energy though. So Jupiter is right now again, depending on who you're talking to, it's in Sagittarius or it's in Capricorn. However, all of the zodiacs are being benefited by it throughout the year. So it could be first quarter, second quarter, but this is given an overall energy. So it looks like it's just going to be present for you. It's just going to be a factor for you, Pisces. So that's really great news. Um, I'll talk about the each quarter, and then I'll go ahead and get into the tarot for you. So for the first quarter, we have the Neptune card. Guess what? That's Pisces energy. I think it's a little bit more Scorpio energy also, but it's about sacrifice. I get the this particular card in the Black Moon astrology can be equated to in regular tarot like the Seven of Cups, like a little bit of illusion, a little bit of dream state or fantasy, but it's just kind of got that Pisces energy. You all are deep. So I'm picking up your energy from this card in the first quarter. So that's January, February, March. You're really just feeling yourself. You really are just focusing on your dreams, your fantasies. I am kind of drawn to the fork here, if you can see it. I don't know what that's called. It's the fork. There's a lot of noise going on outside, so I do apologize for if that's coming in through the feedback. I like to call that confirmation. It just depends on when it shows up, but I am kind of drawn to this um, fork. I almost feel like a fork in the road. Almost feel like a Two of Swords energy coming off of this card, where you're trying to figure out which way to go. So that's first quarter. Then I have the lunar eclipse. The message there is about change. So, we do have several eclipses going on. I'm not even going to sit here and pretend that I know all about the planetary alignments. I learned many, many years ago about some planetary alignments, and I've always been interested in astrology and the zodiac. But I don't have enough information. I'm not an expert to tell you to talk to or have talking points on what's going to be going on this year in the planets. But there are many, many resources out there that can talk about or give you more insight on how that may play out for you, Pisces. But it looks like that there are some eclipses, or there are some cycles that are going to be ending or completing for you, which is always a good thing. Sometimes it can be a little painful. Sometimes we have a hard time detaching from things. So I am picking that up from you. It's not a dark energy or a negative energy, or it's not even a shadow. You may be shedding your shadow, or you may be going into the shadows. I think they call it the dark night of the soul a little bit, but we're going to be pulling tarot to see if that comes out. But it really, mostly, I'm feeling like there's a changing of the guard for you in the second quarter of the year. In the third quarter of the year, this is coming out. I've seen this for another Aquarius, got this card also in a different position. So there is some transformation. Again, some planetary alignment is here because we've got Neptune, we've got the lunar eclipses, and then we have Pluto coming out talking about transformation. This really speaks volumes about change that is happening in your life. So it looks like it's going through the second and the third quarter for you, Pisces. Then out in your fourth quarter, you have the fire element. It's about desire. This card is also a representation of the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is about knowing which path to go on. So earlier I spoke about it was a Neptune card, but it gave me that fork in the road of the Two of Swords, where you didn't know which way. Well, by the end of the year, you know, and you are taking action towards that, Pisces. Okay. All right, so let me go ahead and pull your tarot. So I'm going to pull one card for each month of the year. Then I'll clarify and find out what the message is for you for the year of 2020, Pisces. Thank you. Okay. Wow. Okay. Okay, Pisces. Okay. Let's see what the clarifier is saying. Wow. There's that Seven of Cups has jumped out there. Didn't give myself enough room. Trying to stay off tape, but you might see me a little bit. I didn't get all dressed up for this. Wow, it is not playing with me. Okay. All right, Spirit. I'm going to go ahead and clarify. The overall energy is the Empress, and that's beautiful. I love the Empress when she shows up. She talks about creativity and abundance and love. She is the mother. Pisces, you could be, there's some of you out there, some of you that may be having babies this year, coming this year, getting pregnant, or maybe even being, I just heard grandma. So there's some grandmas being made this year. But you are mother. When I see the Empress, I could be wrong. Okay, I'm still learning, so bear with me. But Mother Earth pops out to me. Like, you see how this green in the card, just she's just Mother Earth. She just encompasses creativity. So that is your overall energy there. So you got Jupiter is overall. You got the Empress. That's also Libra energy. So Venus. Okay. Hang on a second. That was me, y'all. Okay. Clarifying for the sign of Pisces for the year of 2020. What are the messages? Angels, archangels. Thank you. Oh, okay. Pisces, right now, you got some love and money going on. That's what I see, but we'll talk about it. Okay. Messages for the sign of Pisces. Thank you. For the year of 2020. Well, that's way too many. Okay. Okay. So I did the spread a little bit different for the sign of Aquarius. So if they check you out, they might be like, "What? Mine was a little bit different." But what happens is, you will find, especially if you get a personal reading with me, that time is an illusion, and I just allow the Spirit to use me. The Holy Spirit just comes through, and it has a message for you. And who am I to determine, the ending of that? So in order or in effort to save time, I am doing the spread just slightly different than I did for the Aquarius collective. So Um, okay, wow. Also, another disclaimer, I do not do reversals. If a card comes out in reverse, then I will flip it upright and read it as such, but I am able to pick up on the energy on what that message of the card is, or if there's anything that comes out that may be of a lower vibration. For the sign of Pisces for the year of 2020, what messages do you have? You have an interesting year, Pisces. Okay. Even spirits right here, hurry this thing up because that last one was long. It was. So we'll try to shorten it up here because I have, once I get through with you, I'll have 10 more to do. I'm trying to make sure I get these all completed today so that they can be ready. I will be launching I am launching my YouTube channel, and you'll be watching this from there on January 11th. So please do check in with me. I will be doing your spiritual guided messages. Right now I'm doing your annual. As time permits, then I will determine whether or not I'm going to be doing weekly or dailies. But I am, like I said at the beginning, available for personal readings as well. So do not hesitate to reach out to me, and I will make the time available for you. I really enjoy doing this, so it's not taken away from anything from me. So overall here and your clarifiers is the 8 of Pentacles. So you've got some work going on, definitely. So your overall energies are very beautiful. You have the Empress, Jupiter, returns with benefits, and then you have the 8 of Pentacles. So you're working on yourself. You're working at work. You are working, okay? You are putting in the time and the effort to accomplish whatever it is you're seeking this year. So whatever that is, if it's fitness, you working out, okay? You are doing what you were supposed to do. You started on January 2nd because nobody did on the 1st. We all got drunk. Okay, not all of us, but many of us. We weren't in the energy to really put forward the effort in our goals. Well, January 2nd, we woke up the next day and we were like, okay, I'm quitting this. I'm finding the discipline, and I'm going to put in the work and the effort to accomplish my goal. And that's what you're doing, Pisces. That's your overall energy with the Empress. You're creating something. You are becoming abundant because of it. You have that Jupiter that's going to return some benefits to you this year. I feel really excited for you. There is a little bit of illusion around an idea of who you are. I just heard an illusion around the idea of who you are. So that's something to take note of. At least that's what I'm hearing. My eyes itching. So that's some confirmation for you all, Pisces. There is, excuse me, let me clear my throat and get into this message. But there is some level of illusion around who you are. And that's why it looks like you kind of identify that in the first quarter with this Neptune card. Here, you kind of identify like, okay, I've been this way. Excuse me. I've been this way all my life, and it's not working out for me, or it's not even that, because you love yourself. I really do pick that up from you, Pisces. You love yourself just the way you are, but there's something that you need to change, and it's here because there are cycles that are ending. There are things that are eclipsing out of your life. Let's just say you were one of the ones who got drunk on New Year's Eve and woke up on January 1st like, oh my goodness, I don't ever want to drink again. So many of us who do take in alcohol, and not everyone does, but those who do take in alcohol will have those moments where you're like, oh man, I did too much. I'm never going to do it again, right? Well, this is just a loose example. I'm not calling anyone out there, or telling anyone out there that they're over drinking. I'm not picking that up anywhere. But you do need to take a look at maybe a pattern or an old behavior that you have had some resistance to, and let let it cycle out of your life. Let it, take one day at a time. It could just be as simple as being on, these social media platforms, and every day you wake up in the morning and you grab your phone first. Well, instead, get out of the bed and grab a book, read a page, or go take a walk or something like that. You need to cycle something out of your life, is what I'm hearing for the year of 2020. All right, so taking a look here for the month of January, it looks like you're holding on to some love. Looks like you're waiting for someone to offer you. I feel like somebody might have left and you're waiting on someone to return, and it ended it ended on a good note, is what I'm hearing. It ended on a good note, or it's ending on a good note. And you're kind of holding on to that. You're kind of holding on to that love. And this is your energy. I love when the Page of Cups comes out in a Pisces read, because it has that fish in the cup. The cups are all about emotions. It's the water energy, and so it's associated with the water signs. I'm struggling with that today for some reason, and I know these, but Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Okay, so Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. It's really the energy that I'm picking up, but this is definitely the Pisces energy. You're holding on to a love that you lost, it feels like, because the Four of Pentacles talks about holding on to something too tight, or really like, your your money, you're holding on to your money too tight, or you're spending it too loosely, and it's a message that, Spirit sometimes pops up to tell you to, like, you need to hold back a little bit and be mindful in your spending, if it was just all by itself. But here it's with the Page of Cups. So it's talking about something in a love relationship, or something that you love, and that you're kind of holding on to it. You're holding on or waiting for maybe an offer, or a love, or an apology. And that's in the first, that's in January. So that's right now. And then we're looking at, in February, we have the Queen of Wands with the Ten of Swords. So what I'm getting here in February is that there's some pain associated with, and this could be, the Queen of Wands is fire energy, so that's going to be Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. Or it could just be taking on that energy. You could have that in your chart somewhere, or this could be the individual that you were kind of holding on and waiting for some apology from. And okay, so the message here, Pisces, is it's over. Okay. I hate to be so blunt. I'm a Sagittarius. Do your homework on us. um I don't mean to put it so harshly, but the Ten of Swords is such a harsh, there was some action that was taken to end this situation. And really just, you need to take the time to heal from that. It's over, and there's a new beginning that's going to present itself for you. But it does look like that is over. You're recognizing that. So I am seeing a lot of love throughout the year, but we're going to get to that. There's not a whole lot of pentacles here, but we're going to talk about it. It looks like, Pisces, that you are focused on a relationship that ended, is what I'm seeing here. And then is there any readers watching? Okay. If you're not familiar, the Eight of Cups talks about walking away. It talks about walking towards your Two of Cups. It talks about going, the Ten of Cups is completion. It's complete emotional fulfillment. And when the Eight of Cups comes up, when I see this person on their journey, and just to give a little disclaimers, if I say he or she, please do not, stick that in your mind. I'm talking about energies that can represent a male or a female. We all have divine feminine and divine masculine within us. So it can be vice versa, but this individual is walking towards their Two of Cups. They're going on that journey to find their completion, their complete fulfillment, is what they're in search of. They have 8 whole cups, like you have 8, and you gotta go get 2 more because you don't feel whole. Okay. Or really, in this particular reading, I'm just seeing it all over for you, Pisces. The Chariot is here as well. So there's a couple of things. This is a general reading, but I am seeing a whole lot of love. So it looks like there's some relationship that you are walking away from, that the other person is walking away from. The Chariot talks about moving forward and quick, get out of Dodge type energy. Get in the car and let's just go. I'm over it. Okay. That's what I was getting out of that ten of wands, excuse me, that 10 of swords. I'm over it. So it could be very well your energy, but someone is holding on, because here in January we have that Pisces energy, that Page of Cups, you know, with the 4 of Pentacles. Someone's holding on and someone is over it. So in the beginning of the year, you're holding on. I really am feeling like this situation, this ending that occurred was late last year. So it might have been November or December. And then so you're still healing from that, right? And that's that 10 of Swords kind of speaks to that too. You're still healing from that. And you're taking the action to heal from whatever occurred. And then in the month of March, you begin to move forward and you move on, is what I'm looking at. You are still doing so when you get over to April, because here's that Page of Cups. So here's that Page of Cups again. That's your energy. In the beginning, in January, you were holding on, right? Holding on tight. You wanted that thing back. But here you go in April, like, you know what? I got to let go. I got to move on. I've got to look towards my future and find someone or something, because this doesn't necessarily have to be about romance. Again, this is a general reading. I can't press that enough. There's going to be several people watching this reading, so it's going to draw on all kinds of energy. But so it could be a job that you walked away from. It could be a friendship that you walked away from. It's just not serving you anymore. And you wanted it. You wanted it to work out. You could have children with this individual. You could certainly have some children with this individual, and of course we always, when we have children with someone, we want that to work out. We want to have that family and that happiness. But in this particular case, right now, from what I'm seeing for the first portion of the year, whatever that situation was, it's not serving you, and the spiritual guidance for you is to move on. Okay. And here it is again. It's just lingering for the first half of the year. It really is. What I am picking up. So we have the Devil and we have the King of Cups. So this person may try to come back, or you may try to come back. But it's toxic. It's a passionate love. It definitely is a passionate love. And so there could be some sex. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am kind of picking up on a little bit of like they coming through one more time to hit that. So I'm picking up that energy. Like you might double back one time. You're doing all of this work to heal yourself and to move forward, and then here they come calling. And I'm almost, I'm really picked up, drawn into the darkness around the Devil, the Devil's card. The black in the card, like it's at night, they call you for that, what you doing, you get that WYD text. Ignore that shit, don't pick that up. Okay, it's not good for you. You need to move forward, Pisces. So that's some information for you to know. That's just like the first half of your year. That's how it's going. It's surrounding this relationship, this involvement that you had. Okay, so I did pick up heavily on sex here, but something toxic, something, that word is really overly used. So but I am picking up that there is like, if you left a job and then they call you and like, what you doing? We just lost 5 people. Just wondering if how's that new thing working out for you? Is it? Because if not, we got a spot open for you. Okay, so that's what I'm picking up for you, Pisces, in this energy. So apply it to where it fits best, because whatever it is that you have had to let go of, walk away from, whether it was a love relationship, business relationship, friendship, it's not necessarily good for you, and but it's going to come back around to see if you've got any love left in that cup. Okay. All right. So then, this is beautiful. I love how it's kind of like pan out a little bit for you. You do have some interesting things going on at the end of the year, but here in the month of June, Spirit is asking you to control your emotions. Okay, I have the Emperor with the King of Cups. Sorry, I probably haven't been putting these up as best as I could. Just letting the messages flow through. But the Emperor with the King of Cups, when it's just saying control your emotions. It's just saying, Pisces are very nurturing, very caring, very loving, and I think that oftentimes that gets taken advantage of, because when you really care about something, because it's general. I don't want to get too specific on love. However, grand majority of you are dealing with some romantic challenges here for the year 2020. But this is talking about, okay, if you let the devil back in, okay. For those of you who are new to tarot, the devil is not always just the devil, but sometimes he is. And in this particular case, it's a devilish energy. It's a devilish, I'm not talking about players. This is not a player. I do not have the Knight of Wands here. This is not necessarily a player. I don't even feel like the relationship broke up because of some third party or some infidelity. I'm not even really picking that up. It wasn't really necessarily that, but maybe it was just the way that they talked to you, the way that they treated you, was just, abusive. There's verbal abuse. They made it, they could have been physically abusive. That's possible. I got that Ten of Swords there, and I do, when I pick up the Ten of Swords and love reading, sometimes it does talk about some abuse that may have been occurring, but they could have been abusive. And if you need help, there are so many outlets and so many resources wherever you are in the country. If there's ways for you to go about it anonymously and get yourself out of that situation. And I will keep the light, a lighted prayer in your for your energy, because so many people are experiencing that silently and afraid to get away from it. And so then once they do, going back to the message here, once they do and they get that courage and they get that strength to walk away and get to a safe place, okay, here come the devil, acting like they changed, like they brand new, like they'll never hit you again. Okay, that's going to be for a select few. So it doesn't come out unless it needs to be said. So there's for a select few out there that you need to be mindful that this individual has not changed. They are the same. They will be kind, courteous, loving, trusting, and doing all the things that you may have had concern for. They never cooked you dinner. Now they cooking you dinner every night. They always picking up the kids for you, so you don't have to do that extra. She rubs your feet, because women are abusive as well. So please don't think that this is just about men. And then 3 months later, okay, so be mindful of that, because you let them back in for this passionate rendezvous, okay? And this could be about work too. For those of you who are looking to find out about work, work can be abusive. Work had told you, yeah, come on back. We're going to give you a raise. We're going to give you this. You're going to have a higher level of position, and you won't have to, do as much as you were doing before. And then you get there and you're doing that new job plus the job you was doing before you left. So just take heed to that, and control your emotions. So when in dealing with this person, place, or situation, I shouldn't say when you, I don't want to determine, we all have free will, but that thing, that person, that place is coming back around. And when they do, control your emotions. Um, if you let them or allow them back into your energy space, then just control your emotions. Think with your head and not your heart, to make your decisions, is what I'm getting here. All right, I lingered there a long time, but Spirit wanted y'all to know that, Pisces. Okay, so then what happens is the Seven of Cups. Talked about that earlier. It's down here in your third quarter. Excuse me, it's down here in your third quarter, but the Seven of Cups. So Seven of Cups to me has a couple of different meanings. One of them is, um, having several different options, but knowing which one to choose. That I have yet to determine what that thing is in the middle. I really need to do my research. But whatever that thing is in the middle there, it's like an angel or something. I'm gonna find out. I'm not gonna speak out of turn because I like to be correct when I speak on things. So it's the choice. It is the one, right? It's the thing. Here we have those 10 of Cups. Remember I told you earlier, you walk away looking for your 2 cups to complete your 8, right? And here it is. Finally, that thing, the one. And I'm just seeing that all over the place. So you have free will, Pisces. I do want you to, be aware that the thing that was bringing you the thing, person, place, relationship, work, whatever the energy was, it was it was not good for you, and you needed to leave it behind so that you could receive your complete happiness. You do have a choice to make. Okay, there is a choice, there's a decision that has to be made, but you know which way, you know which one to choose, is what I'm picking up very heavily from the 7 of Cups here. You've been dreaming about this. This is the thing that you want. So you could even be leaving behind this relationship for your career. You've been, you know, in an abusive marriage, whether it's verbal or physical or whatever the case might be. And again, that abuse, I'm talking loosely. There are some Pisces that are experiencing that, because I'm picking that up heavy. It's like it needs to be said. So I'm just using it as an example. It's not going to apply to every situation, but you walk away from something that is not serving you, that is not good for your mental or physical health, in order to pursue the thing that you've always wanted to do or be with, in that order. Okay. And this is in the third quarter. This is in, where am I at? That was June, July. Starting in July, you're going to feel that. So getting into August, victory, baby. Look at it, Pisces. That's the 6 of Wands with the King of Pentacles. That's going to be earth energy. So that's Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. So that could be significant to you. But the King of Pentacles, he's a husband. He is the man. He makes sure that the household he's the provider. He is stability. He just makes sure that, everything is in order. Now, he is a little flousy. Look at him with that pentacle. The King of Pentacles could be talking about, it is about a material. So that is some material wealth or some material manifestation, if you will. So a new house, a new car, a new job. It's successful, whatever it is, because you have the 6 of Wands here, which talks about success, recognition, appreciation, victory. Okay. This also talks about marriage. So some of you may be getting, you may be considering marrying, in July. It could happen quick. I know, like I have to remove myself oftentimes because when I get out of a situation, if I've been dating someone for a while or in a relationship and I break up, I am usually single for like 10 years. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but not really too far off the mark for me. But I know people who like in one relationship and they're in something new, then, a month or less or, later. So that is quite possible for you. It could just be someone, um, It could be someone from your past. I'm not really picking that up. I'm nothing here is telling me new or old. So you be the judge, Pisces. But something successful is occurring for you in the month of August. That's for sure. So keep that in mind and be excited about that. Then September, look at that. And so somebody getting married, there's a high possibility about that. Somebody's getting married because we do have the Four of Wands here with the Knight of Pentacles. So it's a slow process. There may be a proposal of marriage in the month of September. So we're looking at, the Knight of Pentacles. He's the slowest moving knight in the deck. I love him when he shows up because he is methodical. He is thinking this thing through. He is not just making some willy-nilly decision to come and propose, okay? And Pisces, I'm talking about proposals and love because it's here. It's just here. It's drawing me into it so deeply and so heavily. But I know that there are some Pisces that are out there that are single, not looking, not trying to mingle, not none of that. So this could be in terms of your work or your finances becoming stable as well, because the four of wands talks about stability. It talks about commitment. It talks about celebration. It talks about marriage. If you can see that, I'll be getting better equipment in the near future. But if you can see that, there's two people. I believe that they just got married and they're celebrating. Okay, so there is a high possibility that a lot of you will be doing so in the month of September. September is a beautiful month to get married in if you're in the States. The weather is nice, so congratulations to those who will be. Others of you, this is about your finances finally reaching a level of stability. So if you have been feeling a lack or have been struggling, you may be purchasing a home with the Knight of Pentacles. Purchasing a home is always it's so slow in the process. Finding the right one, getting through the inspections, making sure those are all great, negotiating the prices, finally going through escrow, then getting through your contracts and your signing. So this could possibly be a purchase of a new home, Pisces, as well. But for those of you who your love relationships you've been going through, you also potentially are going to be looking at a higher level of commitment with someone that someone's going to propose, or there's a discussion about, because this is the Knight of Pentacles is so slow that I can't really guarantee you that they're going to actually pop that question, but they're going to pop that question. So it's something like, we've been dating for a while, and I don't think we ever really talked about marriage. Is that something you're interested in? What age in life were you thinking you were going to get married? This person is kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of probing you to determine when they should pop the question. All right. It could also be talking about some education. So I'm carrying on. That one had a lot of messages for you. All right. So we're moving into the month of October. Beautiful. Beautiful, Pisces. I can't explain it. I love these two cards. These are two of my favorites. So this is the Star and the Four of Swords. Okay. This talks about healing. With these two together, there is a guaranteed healing that is going to occur if you allow it. I just heard, if you allow that healing to occur, then you will receive it, and that happens in the month of October. It might be a bit of a time for a rest for you. If you've been going and going and going, you might need to just like settle it on down. The star does talk about wish fulfillment. To me, it also speaks about destiny, things being perfectly aligned. If you look at those three swords on the wall, and then how he's resting here, everything is just perfectly aligned in the month of October. So you get a bit of break from whatever it is, love, work, finances. You get a bit of a break, you get a bit of a moment, and you need to take that moment. If you allow yourself that rest, it's going to be necessary, especially what I'm looking at for the remainder of the year. It looks like it's going to be necessary. There's a bit of transformation for those of you who are going through that journey. I'm going to promote one more time that I'll be launching on January 11th to speak to share my experience and what I have been going through over the last a little over a year and a half, um, and the spiritual enlightenment and awakening and awareness process. So some of you who have been experiencing that, or this may be the initiation of that, um, you have to take a little breath. You have to take some time for yourself, is what I'm hearing for you in the month of October, Pisces. And it's a good thing, because here come November with the bullshit. Some readers will say don't cuss. I'm sorry, I have to be my authentic self. So I do cuss. I try not to use the F word. But we'll see what pops out in your readings as the year goes on. But there's a tower. And I'd love to tell you that it was not going to be, something that's not going to rock your world, but it's going to rock your world, Pisces. The shifting of a foundation of something that you thought was solid is going to crumble and fall. And I don't want to bring like the gloom and the doom. It's for a good reason. You must experience this tower. You must go through this and shed your old ways of thinking. Shed your old ways, your old patterns, the old behaviors that you have, the old behaviors that have dictated the way you interact with people. Interesting. That's what Spirit said. So I don't know, because the Five of Swords is talking about a victory, but it's a victory that, somebody had to lose in order for somebody to win. It's a victory that doesn't necessarily feel good. That's what I get. Like, you won, but somebody got hurt in the process. And then you have this with the tower. So some kind of victory is occurring, or some type of overcoming. Spirit said overcoming. Some kind of overcoming is occurring. But somebody is defeated. Somebody feels defeated. So I don't know if that's you, Pisces, or someone that you are connected to, but there is a tower moment in the month of November, so be expecting that. When we have these moments in our life, it changes everything. It changes everything about us. And I would love to do, again, my information is in the description box. So if you have interest in getting more information regarding this tower, for those of you for the personal readings, please do reach out to me, because what I'm looking at next here in December is kind of the aftermath of that. So we could look further into 2021 to see how that tower affects you going forward. But definitely, here we have the Nine of Wands. Let me do this a little bit better. Let me get focused. With the Five of Cups. The Nine of Wands is like the wounded warrior. He's been through so much, but he's still standing, but he's hurt, And you have the Five of Cups, which talks about, it talks about sadness. It talks about grief. It talks about depression. For some of you, not all of you, but you may be losing a loved one. This is not relative to that love portion that I was discussing, that romance that I was discussing earlier. This is not relative to that individual, just so you're aware. But some of you may be losing someone that you care about significantly. Just know this. One thing that I have learned in going through my spiritual transformation is that when our loved ones depart from this physical realm, and they make their transition into the spirit realm, they leave something for us. Okay? They leave a gift for us. So it's natural for us to mourn and have sadness, because we can no longer physically touch that person. But if you are a true believer, then you know that they are not too far away, number one. But I have experienced some loss during my spiritual transformation. Actually, there was a loss that was very significant at the very, very beginning, when I had no idea that this was the journey that I was even about to embark on. And that loss definitely, what it did was I had become, without realization or with some realization, a very cold, detached individual. And that loss, and having that, um, allowing myself to actually experience it, which if you watch my videos, you'll get to know me a little bit better. But I, I, I typically do not allow myself to experience what it's like to lose a loved one. I just push through and keep going in life, right? But that loss taught me to allow that experience. So now I do mourn my loved ones when they pass away. So that was something that you needed to know, Pisces. Maybe you've been detached like I have, and there is a shocking loss. In the month of December, you're going to be feeling that. Okay. Now that is for a few of you who will be losing someone this year. And my condolences in advance, because I did pick that up very heavily. Others of you, and this could be what this is speaking to as well. And I come back there again. This is general reading, but Spirit has guided me back. Like, there's a healing, and what that healing is the transition from the physical realm into the spiritual realm. Okay, so and I'm not picking this up as it's you, Pisces. It's someone that you love, and what it does is, and so that does explain the transformation here. But others of you may lose a job, may, you know, lose your house, something to that effect, that pushes you into, the Nine of Wands. Don't get me wrong, he's wounded, but he's still got a whole lot of action. He's still got that wand in his hand, ready for action. So you're hurt, but you're gonna push through. You're gonna persevere through the pain. And you know what, Pisces? It's not funny. I wasn't going to talk about it, but I have been trying to tape these for a few days now, but I had kept getting interruptions. And the previous reading, there was a lot going on in your reading. I don't think that it was exactly the same message, but it was very similar, and there was a lot going on. So Pisces, your energy is heavy for the year 2020. But let's see what Spirit has for the additional messages. Okay. And just so you know, if you're going to continue to join me here at Sophisticated Intuition, I tell it like it is. I can't hide what the cards say. So I'm going to give you the news, good, bad, or indifferent. Understand that this is free will. And that is not going to resonate with everyone. Do check your sun, moon, and rising signs to, see where it's going to resonate best for you. And again, for those of you who want more information, check the description for my personal reading, or for my contact information. All right, Pisces. Your energy be heavy. Let's see what your additional messages are for the year of 2020. Okay. I think I did shorten it slightly as well. Maybe by 10 minutes or so. That was me, so we're not going to take that. Okay. All right. So, you got 2. Oh, well. These messages for me are, if this was a year and a half ago, I'll be so spooked, because I'll give you the spiritual message and then these things come out and fully confirm it every single time. It's really amazing. So at the bottom of the deck, the overall energy is about relationships. Okay. Focus on those closest to you. Relationships are an important part of your life. Hold on to them dearly. Okay. So definitely overall energy for you this year, Pisces, is about your relationships. So earlier in the reading, we have some walking away. Make sure that, even though this person may be toxic to you or may have not treated you the best, that, like I said earlier, in on good terms, because you want to do it peacefully, because you never know. Okay. Again, I'm not picking up on the energy that this is the person that may transition this year, but at the same time, just keep that in mind, because it may not be this year, but we all have to at some point. So definitely remember to be kind to those that you love. Um, Pisces are generally loving and caring and nurturing, but just keep that in mind. Reach out to that person that you haven't talked to in years. Maybe that person that you've been holding a grudge with in the family, then you might want to call them. That might be the individual that you want to speak to this year. All right. So the messages that actually came out here were trust and anger. Might be a little backwards in the camera here. But trust and anger. Okay, Pisces. So we talked about this already, I do believe. So you've got some trust and anger, and then we have that relationships at the end. So the message: be willing to trust. Allow yourself to be open to those around you. Let go of anger and work toward peace. Okay. So those are your additional messages, Pisces. Have a wonderful 2020.